Hello. In the latest episode of Chicago Fire Season 12 Episode 3, titled Trapped. Warning, spoilers ahead, centers around Derek Gibson's unique integration into Truck 81 as a permanent member. This departure from the norm brings heightened scrutiny, with Gibson having to prove himself to Mouch and the entire team. The episode adeptly explores the challenges and adjustments accompanying Gibson's newfound status, blending character development with the firefighting action fans expect. As Gibson rises to the occasion, Trapped successfully balances the introduction of change within Firehouse 51, promising an intriguing impact on the dynamics as the season unfolds. The hour also included two cases, one with a longer tale than the other but just as alarming. Trapped in the grocery store, Chicago Fire. Let's start with Gibson. He appears to be an excellent addition to Truck, and there is little about him that bothers Mouch, and it is not for a lack of effort. Mouch talks with Carver, Chicago Fire Season 12 Episode 3. Mouch has this habit of discovering everyone's dark secrets when they turn 51 and then exploiting them. He isn't evil, but he is a nosy person who enjoys drama. If he didn't spend all of his free time at Molly's, I'm sure he would watch Bravo whenever he could. But sometimes someone comes by who isn't bothered by his razzing, and it's not nearly as entertaining for Mouch to keep up the game. Ritter's research revealed Gibson to be a former Golden Gloves fighter who walked away from it all despite his talent. That will be the avenue we take in the future. Cruz and Bowden in the firehouse. Gibson's lack of family in the department prompted him to quickly shift his career path and become a firefighter. It's not much to go on for a newcomer, but it's intriguing enough to keep an eye out for what else he exposes as Chicago Fire Season 12 progresses. We understand how much having a family member with a history in the department can impact your decision to embark on the dangerous work, so coming in cold offers a new perspective. Getting to meet new people is always enjoyable, and you never know what will come of it. Look at Carver, but more on that in a moment. Bowden listens to Kid, Chicago Fire Season 12, Episode 3. For those of you who were concerned that Joe Cruz was about to go, rest assured that he will be with us for a long time. In our review of Chicago Fire Season 12 Episode 2, we mentioned how Cruz appeared to be making an emotional decision to take the lieutenant's test. Not only was that a lousy justification to take it, but it didn't appear that he was eager to leave 51. He simply felt humiliated and ungrateful for taking up for Severide. When he discovered he was scheduled for the test, he gazed wistfully at his friends. Sure, he'd step up and be a great mentor and leader, but his heart wasn't fully invested. Bowden takes a call. Chicago Fire Season 12, Episode 3. Stella, as is often the case, was almost as concerned with Cruz's well-being as she was with Severide's. Van Meter sneaked another file into Severide, and Kelly couldn't turn it down. It's what he enjoys. OFI could be his or their future in a job that does not typically allow for extended careers. It's a significant step up from the day-to-day rigors of the work, and it's mentally and emotionally rewarding for the investigator. Stella fears that her husband will lose himself in the excitement of chasing another lead, and she will be separated from him for lengthy periods of time. Still, you must allow the person you love to make errors and, more crucially, to make up for prior ones. Paying attention. That moment was unclear to me, but it could be related to her general unwavering faith in her husband and how he accepted her advice to include Cruz in the loop. Cruz abandoned his plans to take the test after he and Kelly cleared the air. They were both mindful of how successfully they collaborated on the scenario of the imprisoned woman. Without their bond, she might not have had a chance. This level of closeness might lead to taking each other for granted. Not anymore. Kelly was finally able to tell Cruz how much he relied on him and that he wouldn't trust Squad to anyone else. Who doesn't enjoy a happy ending? A horrible accident. But does this mean Severide will be gone for a couple of episodes? Taylor Kinney does not appear in images for Chicago Fire Season 12 Episode 4, so this could be the case. Thankfully, there's plenty to keep us occupied, and for Trapped, we still need to talk about the girl in this week's cases. The young lady who uttered "assist me" possessed the appearance of an extraterrestrial creature, and I couldn't help but suspect that requesting such assistance could land you in the middle of a horror film. Getting engaged is perilous, and it has been reported that restaurant workers are frequently put in that scenario. Apparently, the waitress did not make the cut this time, as she completely overlooked the need for assistance. Sylvie helps the trapped woman. But do not be afraid. Violet and Sylvie were on the case, which seemed weird. It's entertaining to have them out there and playing the heroines, but it's implausible that Bowden would grant them permission to burn a little petrol playing detective with a madman and a kidnapping victim. Even Detective McDaniel was a little embarrassed. A seasoned detective would have discovered the menu. At the very least, they made it clear that he did not think much of it. With people like him on the case, victims must die on a daily basis. Did she say yes? Chicago Fire, Season 12, Episode 1. It was also absurd that the kidnapper did not see them sooner, especially with no lights or sirens turned on to evade detection. Hello, it's Large, and he's already noticed people staring at him at the restaurant. He would have been paranoid from the beginning. He would also not have left his car in full sight in front of his workplace. Things like that drive me crazy. Not to mention Violet and Sylvie screaming that he was insane as he attempted to ram them. What do you think? Sane people do not kidnap people, and they certainly do not have a meal in the middle of the action. Thank you for watching.